We build houses out of straw bales. We either work closely with owner builders or with builders as subcontractors. So yeah, we come in and predominantly lay the bales and prep them for rendering, and then we come in and render them with 35mm render in 3 coats. So the difference between hay and straw is the hay is basically the grasses that is baled up, and basically is what horses eat, it's feed. So not really, there's no point using it because it's got other purposes, it'd be a waste. The straw though is basically a byproduct of harvesting the grains. So the grains are harvested off the top, and then you've got the straw that's left over. The insulation value is the biggest sell point. We're looking at about an R8 to 10 rating for the straw. Also, as you've probably noticed too, is the sound quality. It's very sound insulative. And also, people just love the look and the feel. It's got a really warm feel to the houses. The R7, R8 rating basically means the insulative quality. You would have seen in a hardware store or building store that you've got the bats. So a lot of those bats range from R1.5 to R6, say. So it's just our equivalent of where our product lies in that. In the Australian rating systems, the higher the value, the better the insulative quality. A majority of people have gone timber or aluminium. A lot of those I have found in the past just don't quite perform. They don't have quite the seal, and in some cases with the timber, they are quite heavy. If you do get them double glazed and quite big windows, they do get quite heavy, and small people would struggle to, say, move a sliding door or struggle if wind caught a timber door. Well, the windows are probably the weakest point in a house in regards to losing or gaining heat or cool. Their R value or insulative quality is a lot lower. So in the case of, say, single glaze, that's where it's going to basically bring the performance of the house down. So if they leak, if they let heat or cool in, that's basically the weakest point. Personally, I heard about Oknalux through attending, going to the home shows and also the Homemaker Centre. At the same time, I was going through the same process with a personal build of mine. So I was looking for different options and wanted something high performing. That sort of led us to looking at some of these alternatives with the triple locking system, and yeah, just in comparison with some of the similar companies providing similar products, just found the quality of the Oknalux products just so much greater and more versatile in their capabilities. We did a blower door test on this house, which is the first time we've done it on any of our straw bale jobs, just because we were pretty confident and wanted to see what the results would be on here. What that entailed was basically they seal up the whole house and they put basically a vacuum, and so they can control the pressure on the inside and outside, and basically it tests for leaks in the house, so air leaks, as well as heat points and cool points escaping as well. In that testing, we achieved a really good result. The actual result is 3.43 for this house. The average house in Australia is 15. So obviously in this case, the lower the number, the better. With the results that came back, we were the third best that they'd ever tested and potentially the best performing in South Australia. There's no heating or cooling in this house, which isn't uncommon for straw bales. People find even if they have installed heating or cooling in their houses, they end up not using it, and if they do, for a very limited time, because they do hold the heat and cool, and just basically it's like living in a insulated esky. You can control your heating and cooling in that time. I believe the windows and the doors gave us quite a good result with it, and attributed quite significantly to the blower tool test and to the performance of the house. With the triple locking system and the seals that are on the doors, they seal up a lot better than traditional doors and windows that potentially leak quite substantially. So I believe that they performed were significant in that result. We've also come across other uPVC window and windows installers, obviously, in our building process. Not ones that we've installed, but ones that other builders that we've been subcontractors on. And we've just sort of noticed the difference in the Oknalux compared to some of the other windows in probably predominantly the adjustment of them. I like the fact that you're able to, once the windows are in, and if there is any slight movement, you can make those adjustments on the windows and they're still able to be used, and not knock and rub, and just make it easier for people to use. In some of the other ones we've seen, there's either they're not level and they just haven't got the room for adjustment, and basically can't be fixed short of pulling them out. Yeah, so I see us using Oknalux products further into the future. I personally have just installed them into my own build. I suppose that's sort of testament to how I feel the performance is. I think for a lot of our areas, they perform very well in sealing and what people are looking at, their electricity costs, and just the performance of their house now. I think people are a lot more open to getting better performance. I think price-wise, they are very competitive with your traditional windows and doors. So I think that's an added benefit as well. People aren't put off that they're unachievable for a build. So I think that's quite a big selling point as well.